All right, welcome back in, guys, to FFS4. Here we are, friend or foe, back to the Helios League. Week 4, day number 2, as we just watch a killer game 1. We now move on to Coin Flip Gaming, CFG versus In the Trees, INT. Again, I'm Schnecky IRL. This dude right here next to me is Lolo, and we're ready for game 2.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this one as well, Schnecky. Both of these teams, there's definitely a lot of potential there. CFG in particular I mean, the scoreline of course indicates they are a little bit down right now just in the standings, but they have such high highs that we've seen them make the upsets. They made a big upset against RLS last week, and I spoke to both of the captains prior to the game, and Giorno Giovanna, captain of CFG, he said to me that he said to INT, to Bo Explode, their captain, he said, we're going to take it to you this time. It's not going to be like last time, which was definitely went in INT's favor. So, yeah, let's get into the pick and ban.
Absolutely, man. A couple of the bans are already out now, as we do see some of them targeted towards that jungle role for INT. They do not want Bo Explode to be on any of those engaged champions with the Sejuani ult or the Zac engage as well, where In the Trees is really targeting towards that bottom lane. And like you told me earlier, CFG is really putting a lot of their eggs into the basket in which Sadis is holding in the bottom lane. So it looks like INT may have sniffed it out as well, targeting some of those bans towards Sadis and Bill.
Absolutely, yeah. Giorno did say to me that Sadis is out for blood on this one, and I think INT know it. I mean, in terms of, you know, what we might be wanting to see from these teams, there's definitely quite an emphasis, I think, on the top side there, on just like whether they'll like hold out okay. The bot side, though, as you said, Sadist, very strong. Jeffers on the other side is a new sub in, so that could be a potential. You know, we'll see how this plays out. I mean, there isn't going to be the same synergy they've seen previously. But as we get into the first picks here, we have a Hecarim coming out for Maxaroni. Still very strong. I mean, we don't see quite as much of it nowadays as we used to, you know, during the Turbo Chem tank era. God bless, that's over. But you know, it still has a lot of, you know, potential for these big engages later on. So it does look like CFG are going to be looking to go hard as they start out with, you know, a really strong pick like that. So on the other side, yep, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's always super interesting to see where the bans are targeted, because it oftentimes influences where the first picks are, where you see CFG targeting some of the enemy junglers. You see them first pick the jungler, whereas INT really targeted down towards Sadis and Bill, so they get the Helios Braum combination. Braum obviously going to do really good into a potential engaged composition if that's what CFG continues to build here. Hecarim obviously really good at starting off some of those fights and making some plays happen. Hence, we're going to look to keep Helios okay and ready and let him scale to the mid and late game.
And yeah, it's a very strong combination. Obviously, with the Thresh taken off the table by CFG, the Braum's basically the next best thing. It's going to provide a lot of fantastic disengage and peel for this Helios, who's going to be looking to scale up and just become a fountain laser by the end of the game. So the INT definitely going for convention here. The team themselves, I think, aren't going to be looking for anything too out of the ordinary with their drafting. Most likely, I think they're just going to go for what they know and go with the confidence there. But on the other side, we see a Jhin Nami as the response here. And I think, I mean, I'm a Jhin OTP, so I'm always happy to see a Jhin in the game. And I'd be very excited for Sadis to pop off on it. There is definitely some synergy here between the Bubble and the Deadly Flourish. However, it's going to be really hard for them to break through that shield from the Braum. So, especially with, you know, the limited DPS you get from the Jhin, particularly in the early stages of the game.
Right.
And this Kindred, though.
Yeah, I really like this Kindred pick here in the sense that, again, it's offering them to be able to play on their heels if it is CFG that wants to be forcing these engages, which typically is what a Nami wants to do in that tidal wave. You pop the tidal wave, you have Hecarim go in, unstoppably onslaughting on their foes, and you have Jhin, no matter how far he is, you're able to provide so much utility there. So we're going to have to see if this is how they continue to draft their composition to the second half here. Some of the bans now are going to be coming out targeted towards those solo lanes. We have Galio taken away from Evolve here. And we do have the Aurelia and Camille. They do not want Pole Vaulter, a little bit of a play on words, to be able to succeed in that lane.
No, absolutely not. And interestingly enough, you know, they haven't... I mean, definitely Camille is one of Pole Vaulter's preferred champions. I believe Kayle is his most played champion this season, so they're not too worried about that, I think, just because based on the Helios and the Kindred they have, they feel like they get the better of the scaling and not have to wait out until that very late game. On the other side, CFG, as you said, they're definitely going to be looking at Evolve Noob in the mid lane, trying to whittle down that champion pool as much as possible, take some of those key picks off the board. And we're going to see a Cho'Gath coming out as a blind top pick here. I mean, again, it's definitely working towards scaling, absolutely. It provides a massive front line, which is only going to be, you know, accentuate this Brown they've already got on the table and allow this Helios and this Kindred to be doing so much DPS in the back. But Fake Archer, yeah, that's...
Is that the Azir? Oh, yeah. Is it going to be locked in here, Lolo? If it does, this is so impactful when you're going against a Kindred, able to knock the whole entire damn enemy squadron out of the Lamb's Respite, and it is going to be locked in here. We're going to have to see how Fake Archer is able to utilize some of the Wombo combos, and we'll see who the top lane is now. Remember, the Cho'Gath was blind picked, meaning Azir still can get counter picked from Evolve here in the middle lane. We're going to have to see who Pole Vaulter ends up taking.
Yeah, and Fake Archer did pull this Azir out against, I think it may have been Rex that this, last time that I saw him on it, and it didn't have quite the impact that we'd wanted. I mean, that game definitely didn't go their way, but it seems he's confident on it, which is, you know, fantastic. If you know, I think, as you said, it has a lot of value here. It's another great engage that they can set up, you know, with the tidal wave and the unstoppable, the onslaught of shadows. Excuse me. So, on the flip side, yeah, this is
on the flip side, we get to watch Twitch chat here and see the new intricate overlays that we've designed here as we might just end up going to the damn game here. Let's get on with the show.
Get into it.
Here we are, Game 2, CFG, INT, salty run back where CFG is looking to get some of that bittersweet revenge on INT here, Lolo. Again, bit of an NA production here, but that's all right. We didn't get the chance to see where our predictions ended up landing. But who are we thinking here, man? CFG or INT?
I want to go with my gut and say CFG. I think that they have, you know, all of the... I do like the setup they've got with this comp. The Darius, again, a very bold, very confident pick from Pole Vaulter there. He feels like he's going to be able to bully this Cho'Gath out of lane and just, you know, get himself into a really strong position. I think that they've got it, but I mean, I'm going to go with my heart more than my head here. I just think that they're the ones who want this more. So that's my prediction.
All right. Well, here we have it. A couple of 5-point starts here for the double of the teams. Jeff Uz looking to try to get some poke out. They couldn't quite get the concussive blows onto the pony, but with 30 seconds left, we are going to see a recall here. Should get back to lane in time. We do have the Hecarim pathing towards top as well, so no leash really needed, so they shouldn't lose out on much time there.
No. And one of the key things, of course, we're going to have to keep an eye on is this Kindred stacking things up. He's already put the stack. He's already put a mark onto Maxaroni there, so he does look like he is going to be looking for some contestation in the river. However, on the flip side, Maxaroni is going to be starting on his blue, so the jungler is going to be pathing in opposite directions here, and again, this does speak to what CFG were looking for, to put as much priority as possible into this bot side, which Maxaroni is going to be making his way down to.
Right.
And in the mid lane, I mean, we're not going to be seeing too much here, both of these guys. I mean, the Corrupting Potion obviously is going to allow Evolve Noob to trade a little bit more aggressively should he wish to. And I suppose in this bot lane, especially in the early stages before you have that engage from the tidal wave, there really isn't going to be too much going on. I think neither of these teams having a particularly massive engage unless Bill the Pony does land a particularly nice bubble onto Kenny Hammerspike there. But it does, I mean, I'm proven wrong. It does look like they're going to be putting some early aggression on.
Have to respect the level 2, and respect they did not, and it's already Bill the Pony who gets taken out. Man, Jeffa's out here just dancing to the bot lane tier 1 turret, walking away with first blood over to Kenny Hammerspike.
Oh, wow. And yes, they really... This Jin Nami is extremely squishy early, and just a little bit of a mispositioning there from Bill the Pony. He did get the Winter's Bite knocked down onto him to slow him down, and yeah, I mean, Helios procs it earlier when he's got that Severum out to just kind of, you know, get the stun off really quickly. So yeah, they did. Yep. I mean, Bill's going to get back to lane nice and quickly, but yeah, fantastic start to get this kill onto the Helios so early and allow him to really accelerate into the early game and make things so difficult for CFG to be able to contest in the bot side river.
Especially, even in their own jungle, we did have Bo Explode able to take the red buff as well, and it does not look like Maxaroni even is onto it yet. He walks to his red buff and has to walk away with his head down and his lips looking like Rick and Morty here. The dude is not having a good time on the bottom half of the jungle. But back to the bottom lane here. This was the lane that we were told to watch out for when you talked to the captain earlier on into the night. We heard that Sadis is the one, the star player, the key component for CFG, and already they're off to a bit of a bad start, especially being that Jeff was a mid-season swap in on the Braum, already being so aggressive and empowering Kenny on the ADC role.
Ooh, they're going in again.
A lot of heroes are going to be going in again. A lot of CC going to be out on the Bill. Very low. There's the heal. Bill in a bit of a bad spot. Go to the tier 1 trip, but he cannot survive. And that's going to be kill number 2 for Kenny.
There's nothing that Sadis can do but just watch this happen. I mean, he's only got the Deadly Flourish to work with as a form of engage. The heal's, of course, already been burned, and yeah, this is exactly what INT want to see. They've already got an Helios massively accelerated here, and I think it's going to have to fall to Maxaroni and Pole Vaulter in this top side to potentially try to get a little bit of early aggression onto this Cho'Gath. As yep, nice trade for Pole Vaulter there.
Bit of a nice knock-up. Going to see a couple of trades there. Nothing really amount to anything yet.
No.
Well, Vaulter does have a little bit of KP with the passive hemorrhage procs from some of the lead damage that we will see coming out, but still does have a bit of a lead there, so Brock Lee still not in the best of positions.
No, and he's out of mana as well, so getting pushed under turret here, it's not going to be great for him. I mean, he does have the TP on deck should he need it and to get himself a back off, but it doesn't look like Pole Vaulter's going to... Well, he's going to actually get his base off instead and try to continue to get to that prior with the TP. He might even just elect to walk back to lane and hold on to it in case a fight breaks out in the bot side.
Maxaroni forced to just take that ward there. Beautiful position from some of the ward placements from Jeff at the bottom lane. Doesn't seem like this is a mid-season swap in, if you ask me, man. If I had to take a guess, Jeff and Kenny Hammerspike been playing since League of Legends of the damn beta, man. The dudes are intertwined and they're playing phenomenally together. It's going to be up to Bill the Pony and Sadis to be able to pull some of this pressure back in that lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And while Sadist and Bill are going to, manage to get a little bit of a push on here and get themselves some positioning, they don't have their jungler hovering, so they really do have to be careful with all of the summoners up on the side of INT. Yeah, they just have to be really careful because Jeff does not look like he's scared at all to pull the trigger.
Oh no, man. When you got that big of a shield there, there's not very many things that scare you, and for damn sure it is not a level 4 Nami here. So we're going to see some recalls coming out now. Still have not seen a reset from Sadis on the Jhin. He's going to go back and get some of the gold here, meaning there is a bit of a roam timer for Bill the Pony. Looking to get some more vision and empower Maxaroni to be able to walk down while the dragon is still up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see quite an early roam here from Bill the Pony. He's going to be moving across to Evolve Nu. Maxaroni's there as well.
Oh, there it is. Emperor's Divide going to throw back Evolve. Beautiful EQ combination, going to scatter the opponents, calling them weak as he walks away.
Oh, and it does look like Fake Archer has been working on this Azir. That was a beautiful little Shurima shuffle there, but it only resulted in Evolve Nu having to burn his flash, but he is now, he is going to have to walk in and catch that wave under turret. That is going to allow Fake Archer a little bit of breathing room, I think. He's currently, it's quite even in the mid lane so far, and it doesn't look like the junglers are going to want to be doing much more besides that right now in the mid lane. Instead, Bo Explode is actually going to be walking down towards this Drake that is just because he knows that his bot lane is winning so heavily, and even though the push is there on the bot side, he doesn't have to worry too much about it right now, because if it does come to a fight in the bot side river, we also have Pole Vault that could be coming in with the TP, so instead, yeah, he's going to pick up this early Drake, and there's not very much that CFG can do about it.
Oh, yeah, he gets his scuttle in the bottom there, gets his, I believe, second mark, if we get a mark check onto the Kindred there, but he also takes Dragon now, so a lot of pressure in that bottom lane, but back at top, 1v1, Pole looking to go forward here, Hemorrhage proc now going to bleed out Brock Lee, flash, but a flash to follow up, one more tower auto attack, and it's not quite enough, the camera even zoomed in, and Pole Vaulter walks away with some of his life force still intact.
I thought he was dead. I mean, it's kind of massive for him, actually, that he doesn't give that kill over. He still is up. I mean, a little bit of a misstep, but ultimately he'll be fine with that, just because the flash was burnt on both sides. Summoners are even on the top side, and he's still got a CS lead, so he's going to be feeling all right about that when he does allow himself to get a base off and start working towards that Divine Sunderer. And so, in the bot side still, I mean, it's looking a little bit better for Sadist and Bill the Pony now. The CS is actually even, despite those kills, early 2 kills going down to the Nami. Of course, Kenny Hammerspike will be having a little bit of an item advantage there. He's got the pickaxe as well as the Noon Quiver over just Sadist there with the Noon Quiver on its own. So, it does look like, I mean, now that the, Bill the Pony is getting towards that level 6 very, very shortly, so the Tidal Wave will be on deck for some disengage should Jeff decide to pull the trigger once again. Hopefully, I mean, this is looking okay. They've managed to stabilize quite well despite those early kills, but instead we're going to be seeing a little bit more on the top side, a little bit more action there.
Okay, some of the assistance pings now going to be going forward as there's this silence, and it does not look like Pole Vaulter is in a bit of a good spot. Here comes Fake Archer going top side. Ultimate now going to be out. TP from the base here, but Syndra looking to try to go forward and help the fight. Bo looking to run away. Brock Lee gets low. Brock Lee goes down. Evolves now here. Ulti going to be out as the power gets unleashed, but Evolved is not powerful enough, and it's Maxaroni walking away with 2 kills in a 2-for-1 trade, and it looks like CFG slowly pulling back some of the gold back to get even with the enemy team.
Yeah, and a huge from Fake Archer there. He got the TP off earlier than Evolved Noob, so he could join the fight and get that beautiful, Emperor's Divide out of the Lamb's Respite that we talked about, which really was what made it for the fight. I mean, Bo Explode was trying to stall to allow Evolved Noob to get into the fight and try and even up the numbers advantage, but yeah, they just got knocked out of it and got picked off very quickly, and now Maxaroni looking in a very strong position, and he might be able to contest for this next Drake. I mean, it is a little while away, 2.5 minutes, but he's going to go and reset now, build himself up some more items, and that is going to allow Bo Explode the opportunity to try to go for a dive here, potentially.
Yeah, there's not that big of a wave here from the enemy team for the side of INT, so it does not look like Bo can go for it yet, but it does look like Kenny does want to shove this wave in. Jeff is there as well. Bo looking for the 1v1 as the AD carry is going to be split up from Bill. Couple of auto attacks now. Here comes Max, able to trample to the fight, looking to try to stop Bo from the tower dive he's looking to accomplish here. Bo's still good here, going to walk away. Bit of a rough recall timer from Sadist, but no harm, no foul quite yet.
Fake Archer's on the way. I mean, the Emperor's Divide is still on cooldown, so you wouldn't have the potential for another big Shreema shuffle play there. And that has pulled Maxaroni down into the bot side, but he's going to be okay there clearing camps. Not too much is going to come from it. Bo Explode, quite a serious extension there. I think he overestimated his damage a little bit, even with the Mounting Dread, the E there onto Bill the Pony. Wasn't able to pick that up, but it did crucially allow Kenny Hammerspike to get himself a couple of plates on the tower, and we know how quickly Helios shreds towers once he's got himself some items on deck. So he's already picked himself up a Gale Force. This Helios, pretty early item spike. It's only 12 minutes into the game, and yeah, he's looking to be a huge problem when we get into some of these front-to-back fights that INT are going to be hoping to play later on.
And as we look towards top, important to note that that is an AP Cho'Gath, just like the AP mid. Fake Archer going back to his tier 1 turret. Going to be okay for now. But back at top, it is going to be an AP Cho'Gath here, meaning they are heavily relying on the Braum to be the front line to be able to help some of the engaged potential the enemy team does have. You also have the Kindred's Lamb's Respite, so we're really relying on Brock Lee to get some of the damage out here. Not sure if I completely agree with that. When you have an Helios already 2-1, doing better in terms of CS as well, you're going to have him as one of your late game carry spikes. You have Syndra with a lot of burst potential and control. Might be effective to have Brock Lee more of a tank position, but that's going to be all right. We have to see what he's able to do in some of the fights later on.
Ooh, and as we say that,
wow. All right.
Okay.
Just unleash the power. Don't care what the damn casters are saying. Just click that R key. Okay, Evolve, I see you.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge. That's going to continue to give Prio now 4 INT on this bot side. We can see that once again the bot lane is going to be pushed in, and that is going to allow Bo Explode to path down for this second Drake, this Cloud Drake, which has spawned, and I think they're going to be looking for a nice early soul point. One thing I will add is I suppose this, as I agree, this Lost Chapter coming out from the Cho'Gath is a bit of a question mark when his ultimate job is to be frontline.
Uh-oh.
God, look at that damage with the...
Wow. Alrighty then, man. Look it. We said how impactful this bottom lane was going to be in that Sadis is the self-proclaimed star player. Man, we got Jeff just BMing here. Coming into mid-season, playing support and BMing the enemy star player. That's going to be hurtful if we're able to get a bit of a comeback from Sadis. He's doing all right for now. Meanwhile, top, Brock Lee in a bit of trouble. Having to flash away earlier on with the Rupture. Not going to land on a pole vault, but there's the ultimate. And it will be Maxeroni walking away with one dead damn dino.
Yeah, and quite sensible from CFG now. They're going to elect to put all of their resources up here to pole vaulter in the top lane. Continue to allow Maxeroni to snowball with this 3-0 Hecarim now. Very nice dive there. There really wasn't very much that a poor AP Cho'Gath could do about it. He hasn't managed to feast too much now. He really isn't particularly tanky just yet. I guess it's going to be the Everfrost he's going to be looking for here. There is some nice synergy that the champion has with his with the knock-up and the root that you get from that item to be able to lock down a target and feast on it nice and early with the burst. But even so, I think he will be able to scale, so it isn't too much of a problem if INT are able to draw things out, and he is going to get a little bit of a push there, trying to build up some, get back into this game. But in the meantime...
Ooh, a lot of damage for seeing the dash out from Fake Archer, but he is going to be all right. We did have that ward out there in that Raptor pit from the side of Team CFG here, so they were able to scout it out. Again, we're going to see that mid lane prio now. Dragon's not up for a few minutes, meaning whoever has mid does have a bit more control over the vision around that mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the bot lane having been completely shredded down now by this Helios, this is going to give them, yeah, as you said, a lot of priority over the Drakes, which does look to be their win condition. The Mountain Soul, of course, going to be really, really nice for them, particularly just for this front line that are going to be able to deal with some of the poke coming out from this Jhin. And Sadis, I mean, again, he's got to be kind of careful because this wave is getting pushed in very, very quickly. He does have the tidal wave there from Bill the Pony to back him up if something should happen, but they're still really on the back foot right now. This Helios is now 3-0-1. He's got the Gale Force on deck. He's working his way towards a Collector as well, and he's going to be shredding any of these members pretty quickly if they're not able to get on him.
That's one of the things as well, when you have that Braum and Kindred for later on in some of the team fights there, Lolo, it's going to be super difficult to be able to take down Kenny, and that he has a lot of the damage here, even though the Flea does come out with the Fear out. Bo will be able to walk back to Brock Lee. They both want to set up. Rift Herald is coming up shortly here. Jeff and Kenny now making their way over with a humongous glacial fissure. Everyone gets knocked up and their pathway is no longer clear. Kindred going to be forced to use a Lamb's Respite for now. Kenny going to pick up one. Nami going to be going down. Pole now going to be on the run. Maxeroni by himself.
Wow.
Very, very cold death, and everybody dies. It is Team INT taking home 4 kills and a free Shelly as a cherry on top.
Superbly played there from the side of INT. And Jeff, I mean, this is one of the most aggressive Browns I think I have ever seen. This guy just went in with the Glacial Fissure on 4 members, knocked them up. His team wrapping back round to get that to get that, just kind of follow up with the Kindred.
Yep.
This massive Helios now, he packed himself up a triple kill in that exchange, and yeah, he's going to be sitting on collector gold immediately. He's also going to be looking to shred down this mid tier 1, and just blow open the map for the side of INT. So yeah, huge win condition already unlocked there. They do get themselves the Herald as well. And it's going to be, I mean, the gold lead's already ballooned to almost 5k, and
it's
CFG,
huge.
yeah, CFG, no neutral presence on the map thus far. All of the Drakes, the Heralds, everything going the way of INT, and they're really going to have to figure something out here in order to get back into this game. First and foremost, I think if they're able to, get the shutdown on this gigantic Helios.
Oh yeah, dude, he's so massive. When you have that big old target on your head and you have a 650 gold bounty, you know, you would think that Jeff and Bo Explode would play super safe and really far back to try to keep Kenny alive, but no, it's the exact opposite. Having Jeff going forward on the Braum and use some of those big 4-man knockups on the Glacial Fissure. Man, I swear, Lolo, I'm over here in California and I felt that damn earthquake all out here. My desk was shaking, my microphone was going up and down. I almost had to walk away and let it a sheesh like you did last game.
I mean, those seismic waves almost reached me across the pond in London.
Oh man, it's the glacial heard around the world. Brock Lee even felt it. The dude goes down. Evolved now in a bit of a bad spot. Ultimately going to be going forward as Max. We're going to try to take him out. That's going to be 2 now over to CFG. INT looking to try to play it here with a beautiful Moonlight Vigil. We do have some of the crescendum procs with the auto attack, but Kenny does not want to pursue it further. And Team CFG walks away with 2 kills. Back on over to him as Shelly now in the mid lane.
And they're going to transition down towards this Mountain Drake and pick themselves up a very early soul point. Which is going to be just an extra kind of... it's going to make this Helios even harder to kill, and that really is going to be a problem because there's no Onslaught of Shadows here, by the way. That was burned in order to take down Evolved Noob earlier, so yeah, there's no way for Maxero to get in. Is he going to chase this?
I mean, he does not have the ulti nor the go, so you gotta kind of just cut your L's there, my friend. You got a soul point now for the side of INT. They're gonna have a bit of a lull period of the game here to try to kind of just make sure they're keeping their towers up. They maintain vision control. That soul point is going to be absolutely massive when you do have that front line in Jeff, and not so much Brock Lee because he is AP choke up, but he is still tanky deceptively. So we're gonna have a massive fight for that soul there. Team INT wants to secure it, meaning Team CFG needs to make something happen to go for the mid lane tier 1 turret.
Yeah, but the problem for them is that they're having to commit 4 members for this mid lane push, and that is allowing Evolved Noob just to sit down there in the bot lane. They've got priority in both side lanes now, and
okay,
are they going to take this guy down? Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah, I mean, you can look for one there. We didn't have the ultimate up, so we could not feast on the enemy top laner, so he is going to go down without anything in return. Meanwhile, since it was only 3 now mid, TFG does have to back off after the tier 1 turret. Evolve with a little bit of pressure in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, this you don't normally see a Syndra split push this aggressively onto the tier 2s, but she feels just entirely safe. I mean, her team is obviously hovering her down there in the bot side river. I mean, credit to CFG to be able to build themselves a little bit of pressure themselves. The gold lead, they have managed to pull it back to only a 3k gold lead now. And, I mean, the key win condition possibly is just going to have to be Fake Archer on this Azir, who's been getting these really nice engages with the Emperor's Divide. If they are able to somehow pull some of these squishier backline members into the team so that the Darius, the Hecarim, the Jhin as well from a little bit further back can just burst them down, then it might be a fight that they can win. But it's such a difficult thing to execute when you have so much pure here from the Brown, the Scatter of the Weak from the Syndra, and the Lamb's Respite if things get really tricky. So it's going to be very, very hard for them even so. But at the meantime, they are going to be positioning down in the bot side there, just try to get back some control of the vision in their bot side jungle. But, I mean, it's a very, very fast Baron for INT with this Helios sitting on, working his way towards 3 items already. And I think they might be looking to go for this, yeah.
They definitely might. And you know what, the team coin flip here, it doesn't seem like it's been much of a coin flip game. They've just been playing from behind since the beginning. So maybe they lost a coin flip into the early game when Bill the Pony gets cut out a few times. Man, you can get as many copy pastas in chat, but it hasn't quite pumped up Bill just yet, man. So maybe a couple more might be able to help him out. As Red Team going to take Baron Nashor buff. Max already looking to go in, but no way can he get out. That's going to be one dead pony. And I'm not talking about Bill. That's going to be one more kill over to the side of INT.
Damn, and I was wondering whether he was going to go for the onslaught because it was available there, but just a little bit late. I guess he just didn't have vision on the Baron pit, so was just looking for you know, a bit of a Hail Mary timing there, and that's just very, very unfortunate because he will be back on the map in time for this soul point, which is coming up in 1 minute 30's time. But there's going to be this Baron power play is going to allow INT. In 2 lanes at the moment, they're going to be opting for a bit of a 1-4 with Broccoli split pushing. He, of course, has the TP should anything break out here in the mid. And it looks like they will.
That's so massive. Bo is able to get that kill after the tier 2 turret is going to be going down to the mid lane as they look to try to push it a little bit more here. Team CFG now on their heels. You can see some of the marks into the dirt as they slowly skid mark back, looking to try to maintain some of the pressure that INT is exerting. They will go back for now, but that is tier 2 turret in the mid lane now gone. Sadis looking to get some vision, but they just can't quite get it.
No, absolutely no vision right now for CFG and their bot side jungle. I mean, who's going to face check that really? I mean, the Hecarim's got a bit of tankiness.
Not me,
of
Lolo.
course.
Definitely not me.
No, I wouldn't want to either because I'd probably be that Jhin, and that's the last person you want to be face checking.
Yeah,
right
I'd be a Lee Sin that just walks in, blind, and then I blame my whole team, man. Like I'm in solo queue. You know, I've been plat 2 for quite some time now, man. I ought to stop doing things like that, but I'll use this as reference for now.
Absolutely, and I mean, CFG are going to commit all 5 members now to the. Okay, Max Roney's going in.
Yeah, the Braum ulti not able to stop him just yet. It is Hammer now in a bit of a bad spot. It's Mac now on top of him. That means INT gets to penetrate to the back line here, but a beautiful ulti. Emperor divides all. Team CFG looking to turn the tides here. Hourglass could be able to save Broccoli for the time being, but not going to be able to walk away with his life just yet. Jeffa's now on the run. Is Kenny looking to try to spike on out of the fight, but Archer going to be going forward, looking for some more damage here. Red and white goes Kenny, but he cannot fight on this one. CFG win the fight, take home their first dragon in the process.
Absolutely crucial fight there for CFG. It really went the way that they were hoping for as we get into a little bit of a replay here, it looks like. And as you can see, the members were just a little bit caught out, just a little bit late resetting and getting into the bot side river, which did allow CFG to get the push. And as Maxaroni's held Kenny Spike, the main damage dealer, out of the fight over there on that side, you see a huge Shurima shuffle coming in from Fake Archer there. Getting all the members into so this Darius can just start doing what he does best and putting down the guillotine. And that's just perfect, absolutely perfect from CFG. I mean, as I said, not a very, a very, very difficult kind of in that position to get such a great fight off, but real credit to them. They managed to pull themselves back. A Drake, they are going to be able to take most of the Barons off the board now and get themselves some very, very much needed pressure and push back into this mid and bot lane.
Those are some of those engages that really keep on working for them. Although they were down in gold, still are down in gold, still are down in objectives here, Lolo. Every time CFG is able to start some of these fights onto their own merit, they're the ones who are coming out ahead. We've seen it earlier on after the second dragon when we had a fight at the top side jungle where the Hecarim was able to engage. He's the one that was able to take 2 kills back home and get some of the gold back over to the carries. We need to keep on seeing this from CFG. Although in Jeff and Bo Explode, having those ultimates are super good into an engaged composition like CFG is drafted, it's because all of those movement displacing abilities that we do have in CFG, like the Nami ultimate, like Maxaroni's Fear, like Fake Archer's ulti, you cannot do that much with the Lamb's Respite nor Jeffa's, as the ultimate did not even land on a single target when we have these engages from Maxaroni. You know, we may hear all day that Sadis was the star carry from the captain of CFG, but I gotta tell you, man, Maxaroni's the one who's pulling the trigger on all these plays, and Maxaroni needs to keep doing this to get themselves back into this game.
Absolutely, and right now, Pole Vaulter as well, after that fight where he got himself a couple of nice executes off with an Oxy and Guillotine, he's looking a little bit stronger now. He's on 2 items. He's working his way towards what will most likely be a dead man's plate, so he's going to be able to run down this, if he gets an opportunity to, some of these AD... Oh, wow. And
Yep. All right,
as I
Bill.
say that...
That was rough.
Yep, that's a 2-item Kindred. He's definitely got it, built himself up a few marks from those earlier fights, and you can't be face checking right now as the Nami, unfortunately. Definitely not against so many damage dealing targets. So that's going to be a rough one. It is going to allow INT to get the pushback onto the mid and bot. They're probably going to be taking down this, the mid and top, and they're going to be taking down this top tier 2.
Yeah, INT has a lot of pressure already now built up on the board here to the extent where Jeff still feels confident enough to just walk up and just alt BM. We're going to see the engage now happening here as Jeff going to be a little bit low, able to walk away. Is Kenny going to be going forward, making sure that Pole Vaulter can't quite look for the engage onto the Opry hand pullback that they found, meaning Brock Lee gets to slowly chip down at some of the tier 2 turret damage at the top lane, but it looks like Max now looking to punish here. Can't quite go forward. That's the Everfrost you were talking about earlier on here, Lolo.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is now 6 stacks on this Cho'Gath. They're going to have to commit quite a lot of resources into going over there and killing him. And it's just this nice kind of 1-4 setup that INT are working on is paying dividends for them on the map at the moment. They still have 4 turrets to 3. And with this Baron spawning in 25 seconds time, it is going to be CFG who are going to be getting into the river first, as we saw in that previous exchange around the Dragon Pit. This definitely paid out for them the first time, but this time, doesn't look like we're going to see the same kind of mistake from INT. They're going to be walking up as a unit as opposed to entering the river kind of split up. And it's going to be so much harder to get a Miracle Engage off like they did previously. And yeah, this Baron, we saw the last one, how quickly they shredded it.
And right now, Max Veroni's in the mid lane here, Lolo. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to respond in time quite yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Max is going to don't have vision there. There's the ultimate here. Can he steal it? No, he cannot. And now again, for the second time out of the Baron Pit Gulag, Max Veroni goes in, but by no means does he get out. And it's INT with the second Baron of the game.
And very clutch there from Brock Lee. Of course, that secondary smite you have from the Feast of the Cho'Gath. I mean, this time he was on time. There was the steal definitely. There was a steal angle there, but Brock Lee just said, "No, this Baron's mine. I'm eating it for a little snack in between fights." So
he was hungry. he had a case of the hungies there, Lolo.
Yeah, he did indeed. And of course, this Soul Point, which is still, a real problem for CFG, and the vision they have in their bot side, as we saw previously. Again, it's been cleared out very, very nicely from INT. And no, I don't want to face check that. I mean, the Darius might not die immediately, but with the amount of damage that this team has,
it's
just getting run down.
Yeah, I mean, he's still looking forward there. Scott going to be coming down here with a lot of damage to concussive blows. Pole Vaulter has the ulti trailing, and Explode is able to take him down. 1 for the road as 2 more will end up going down. We're only going to have 3 now left, and this is the Soul Point, baby. The Soul is going to be going over to INT. Baron's still on him. Purple jumpsuits looking fly as ever. Pressure's all theirs.
And if it was going to be hard to kill some of these members like the Cho'Gath, even just the Helios now, who's, he's sitting on 3 items. He'll burst them down quicker than they can kill him at this rate, honestly, especially with the peel from the Brown. And
okay, looking for the ulti, able to push back both for now. Kill the tier 2 turret. He is up, and it's Bill. Oh my god, everyone's just getting exploded here like satchel charters are under their seats. And down goes 2 of them. And it looks like INT gonna pursue this a little bit further on. Is Bo gonna go past the tier 3 turret? Fake Archer looking to run away. Pole Vaulter trying to keep a little bit of damage away from his mid laner. INT want to end it all right now. 20 seconds on Sadis, 15 onto Bill. Pole Vaulter still into the front line. Little bit of damage out from Evolved here as the both turrets will die. INT looking for the end. Everyone slowly going down, and let the bleed pour. The enemy team is hemorrhaging as INT looking for their victory lap. It's Bo able to explode. The team nexus of CFG INT take home Game 2.
Fabulous. Just you saw, I mean, it's almost frightening the amount of damage that that Moonlight Vigil did at the end. Those members got popped so quickly, and in a very nice solid front to back comp like what INT drafted, they just went with what they knew and gave so much just the great weak side playing from Broccoli as well. Of course, you know, so much pressure was dedicated up there in the top side, but this bot side snowballed so quickly. Yep. And this Helios, I mean, look at the damage. This Helios was never stopped. He just perfect game there from Kenny Hammerspike. And I mean, what more could you ask for? Just beautiful, beautiful play from INT.
You know, Lolo, I've been holding a little pun out from the beginning of the game, and I was waiting for the one death for Kenny to go down, and I can do this super unbrilliant, but I'm going to say anyway, South Park reference, but the dude never ended up dying. And it's not like he was
never killed Kenny.
Yeah, they never killed the damn Kenny. And it was because of their forward-facing aggression, allowing Jeff to not only be that Braum to make sure he's keeping Kenny alive, being a very good champion against the enemies engaged. It was Jeff who was looking for a lot of those plays. Some of the most aggressive facing ultimates I've ever damn seen. And it was their bottom lane paired up with the rest of their team that was able to give INT the victory. They ain't no INT. It is WIN. They played phenomenally.
They absolutely did. And CFG, they definitely had some great moments there. There were a couple of fights which, you know, fantastic engages from Maxaroni and Fake Archer there, and Pobol to Sadis on the back line doing quite a lot of damage. They had moments of brilliance, but they're going to be definitely looking to go back to the drawing board on that one, I think, and just continuing to build on what they have already. A very, very tough team who executed beautifully. I mean, as we can see from the scoreline, but CFG, I think they should be looking fairly positive from that. They definitely will be wanting to come back stronger, and I think this time maybe Giorno's going to be saying to Bo Explode, you know what, you got two, but third time's the charm.
Oh yeah, man, ain't nothing better than a beautiful, salty run-back series going to Game 3 if we're able to see them move forward onto the second part past the round robin stage. But on that note, fellas, that is going to be it for myself and Lolo. Again, I'm Schnecky IRL. It's been a pleasure here on my debut in FOF Esports, friend or foe. Hopefully we all had a good time here today. Hopefully I catch you guys back next week for some more excruciating and amazing gameplay here. Maybe Kenny will die. Maybe this dude won't die the entire series. But on that note, Lolo, it's been a pleasure casting with you, my friend, in FOF Esports. We're going to go to a quick break. So got a couple more games for you. A couple of casters looking to get their vocal cords screaming. And on that note, guys, we'll be right back in a bit with an interview from the winning team. And get ready for the next couple of games.
Hello everyone, Chris Edgeworth here with our second interview tonight, and I am joined by Jeffes from In the Trees. Welcome to the desk. This is your first time out here. How are you feeling after the win?
I'm feeling good. This is my fourth game, I believe, of the season. Third win.
But
Strong victory this game.
first time we get the pleasure of interviewing you, I believe.
Thank you.
So welcome, and let's talk about this game. This was it was interesting draft-wise. We saw some spicy stuff coming out on both sides. They were pulling out the Darius tech, and they answered your Helios pickup with the Jin Nami, or not yours, but the bot lane rather, and then you were able to bring in the Braum on this. What were your thoughts on the team comp overall that you folks had, and what you're up against on the other side, and about this lane matchup that they chose?
After we saw the Thresh ban, we decided to pick Helios Braum because we thought they were afraid of Helios. And then after I saw the Nami pick, I thought it was kind of troll because Braum obviously counters Nami. And that gave us the victory.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And let's talk a little bit about you said that this matchup is not exceptionally great for them, and this was a bit of a dance difference in the bottom lane. So can you talk to me about what the comms were like, what the mental was like in the bot lane as this was going on?
So at the start of the game, the enemy support was like, yo, you bet 7k channel points in the Twitch chat. So he wanted all the channel points because he thought he was going to win. But I wanted to BM him because I want to show him the support diff.
Yeah, I'm a 10k truer on the INT, so thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. And let's look onto the rest of the league at large after this game. You folks again cement yourself high up there in the league, and at the top level is of course Rex, which we're gonna see later tonight against SEAL Team Chris. What are your thoughts on Rex as a team in this league, and about the competition around them?
Personally, I've never fought Rex before, but I've seen some past games. They're pretty aggressive. They have good team fight setups. But against SEAL Team Chris, I think Rex should win.
How about the contemporaries of the other teams that are with you at 5-2, which would be the likes of Terracotta Gaming? I believe you folks had a matchup against them recently. Maybe my memory might be wrong. That might have been before your time.
Yeah, it's before my time, so I don't know much about them.
All right, well, Jeff, before we step away for our next game, I'd like to give you the opportunity. Any final thoughts, any shout-outs, any banter? You didn't get an opportunity to get in.
Good luck to the rest of the teams.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks again for joining us for the interview, Jeffes, and congrats to In the Trees. Folks, we're going to be right back after a short break, but then we'll be back with Game 3, so don't go anywhere.